Okay, 12th of February 2026, so Adrian's daily vlog, sharing smart stuff men should know. What I learned about women from Tinder, what I learned about women from Tinder Gold back in lockdown 2020. Now, back in lockdown 2020, it was an interesting opportunity and chance to jump on Tinder Gold and scour the world and explore. Swipe here, passport settings, go all over the world and chat to thousands of women. And I had an interesting strategy of doing about 150 swipes in each capital city. I remember at least doing that. And that was an interesting defining moment with regards to understanding women. Fundamentally, what I learned, the meta pattern from all those interactions, is that they want happiness, that they want something simple in life. They want peace and tranquility. Peace, tranquility, calm, that white picket fence, happiness, a family, things like that. Very simple, very relaxed, nothing too grand or complex like men having a mission, to the moon, to Mars, to build empires and businesses and conquer and all the rest, things like that. No, a lot simpler, humbler, not perhaps, but just generally simpler. I want to be happy. And what I also learned viscerally is that the different women in different cultures naturally have different flavours and types in men, naturally, of course. But then the real trick is knowing where you're in demand, knowing where likes you, where you have loads of matches, where it really explodes, the messages and all the rest. And I noticed in fourth place, as I remember it now, was Rwanda, third place, Morocco, second place, Philippines, and joint first, it was Mexico, mainly Mexico as I remember it, yes. And I also tried a few other places like Argentina, but to no success. Hungary and Poland, generally disappointing, to no success over the subsequent years. But by doing and swiping and chatting with thousands of women, it also took my texting game, admittedly texting, not so much talking, but texting, and they're all important really in this digital age, to the next level with regards to communication, tone, language, structure, etc. How to message them. Even I learned viscerally the long way, not necessarily the hard way, but the long way of we don't want pen pals. We don't want chatting and texting. As I said in a previous video a few days ago, if you're not fucking, then it's a fantasy. If there's no sex, then it's just a fantasy. It's just a pen pal. It's just a bit of a delusion, so to speak, to put it bluntly and harshly. There has to be intimacy, has to be contact, physical contact in some way. Otherwise, it's just make-believe. It doesn't matter. And I realise also at a deeper level that everything is just fundamentally, and the final conclusion was, everything is this. Everything is talk until intimacy, basically. Because anyone can text and write anything they want, here, there, make any kind of promise they want. I'll be there, other side of the world tomorrow, yeah, blah, 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 sure. It's a question of put your money where your mouth is. If you're not there, then it's all make-believe, it's all fantasy, it doesn't really matter. It's just a pen pal, someone in the distance. And that's just a bit of a hollow relationship, and you want to avoid that as much as possible. If you're not fucking, it's all a fantasy. No fucking equals fantasy. Avoid that. Has to be in person, visceral, has to be with you, has to be doing stuff together. Focus on her, and then focus on her, and focus on her. But there has to be in person, otherwise it's all make-believe. And that's fine for practice, fine for sampling, in a sense of knowing where you're on sexual demand, which is strategic, especially in the international world we live in now. It's strategic. And it gives you an edge insofar as knowing where you're going to be treated best, knowing where you're sexually in demand, and knowing where you're going to have plenty of options. Because with optionality comes a kind of inner peace, in a sense of if you're not interested, I got 5 others. If you're being difficult or challenging or not particularly interested, I got others. I'm out of here, I'm gone. Because at one point, I remember I calculated I got 42 matches a day. And I remember one time waking up in the morning and I had something like 96 messages in one day. I never broke 100 messages in a day, receiving it, in one morning like that. But nonetheless, it was amazing. And those many matches gives you a certain sense of peace insofar as If this one's been difficult, move on. Or even at a deeper level, at an even more deeper Machiavellian level, you could say, chat to one woman in the Philippines, learn Tagalog, learn a few phrases here and there from her, and then chat to someone else, use those words as well. So you're building on top of success, which is natural, of course, you're building an experience, but to see it viscerally is powerful. And to see all these matches, it becomes almost not to be demeaning, but just, oh, another woman, oh, just another one, oh, amazing, which is good, a good mentality to have, in a sense of it helps flush away naivety, it helps flush away desperation, it helps flush away simpiness and thirstiness. Oh, please give me attention, please like me, please. That's gone, because there's just another one, another dozen, another 30, another 50. There's more. And also what I realised fundamentally over time, see, time can be both the greatest enemy, greatest asset, or greatest liability, in a sense of staying power. So you chat with one woman, and you're not going to be there for 6 or so months, and 6 or so months is an interesting number as well. Because if you're not able to act on something within 6 months, then it's too much of a dream, it's too much of a fantasy. Oh, I'll be there one day, sometime, hopefully, maybe. That's nothing. I'll be there within 6 months. That's a bit more concrete. Meaning staying power. So if you're planning to be there wherever, or do stuff in 6 months and actually meet her within 6 months, for example, for time limitations, whatever, staying power. See if she stays in WhatsApp or chatting communication or not. Does she still look at the WhatsApp posts or Instagram posts, the stories even, 24-hour until it expires? Meaning, even though she has to wait, will she still be interested? And we can gauge that, we can quantify that by just looking at how, if at all she messages you, or if at all she looks at the posts, the stories, the Instagram reels, or whatever else, and WhatsApp stories. Meaning those pictures disappear, and now is her chance now whenever to look. The more she looks at all of them, not just one picture, but 10 pictures all at once, the more she looks through them all, the better, the staying power, meaning the anticipation grows and she's still interested. Because understand also, at a deeper level, that in the world we live in, there's people everywhere. You have to kind of assume that if the woman has got a phone, if she's got a phone, then it's possible, she's got to have these apps. She's going to be talking to people on Instagram, or men on Instagram who are DMing her, things like that. Meaning you're going to have competition. It's just the day and age we live in, and that, you could say, is feeding female entitlement and feeding female misalignment with reality, delusion, we could say, to that extent. The 6s think they're 8s and all the rest, and the 5s think they're 7s, that kind of stuff. But okay, interesting to understand that. But that staying power is powerful, meaning post, say, 10 different pictures on WhatsApp stories. Your life, you're doing cool stuff, and you are in amazing places, because this, you could say, is unique for people in, say, Morocco. It's green and cold and a little bit breezy and all the rest. It's unique, for example. Okay, very nice. Or in Abu Dhabi, desert and there's forest and all the rest. So you're posting pictures and you're seeing who's engaging with all of them. Don't bother with the first 1, 2, 3, but all of them, because think of it like a filter. It's that time. And in that time you're doing stuff, you're living life, and you're posting it strategically, not narcissistically. You're posting it and see who looks, see who is looking at all the pictures. They're interested. So when the time is right, when the 6 months are over, she would be interested. She would know, like, and trust you. At a deeper level, we could say this is a parasocial relationship, where it's a one-way relationship. I know a lot about her, a lot, details, but she doesn't know much about me, so to speak. And we can extrapolate that onto celebrities, for example, or social media presence, influencers, parasocial relationship. The viewers know more about the person, the presenter, than the presenter knows about them individually. It's okay, and that's interesting to say the least. Interesting psychology there. But also, with all those matches, it's just powerful. You learn a lot about yourself, and also it's a great way to practice my Spanish as well. But my Spanish has changed a lot over the past 6 years, and that was a good practice. That, and at a practical level, you could even go further to say, chat with each one to exhaust the conversation just to practice different phrases, practice different tempos, different texts, different things, different grammar, you name it, to practice. Because I noticed that it became very formulaic, which is good, which I quite like. I get a match, I say this, this and this, and I get the number. Wow, WhatsApp, socialising more. And then, if I was there, if I was in the proximity, 1 kilometre away rather than 10,000 kilometres away, that's just more women to engage with, go on dates with, things like that. Just the conversion is really high. That's powerful. And then you could say, right, well, go where there's less friction. Go where there's develop the talents, the discipline, the skills in general. Develop them by all means, but then go where the field, the game board is in your favour, where the field is tilted in your favour. Because if you have that discipline in here already, and the skill, the strategy, the technique, etc., and things are in your favour, you're mopping up. You're winning. You're just succeeding. It's intense. It's powerful. It's just loads of options, loads of choices. What do you want? Who do you want? When? How? It's a biased market. The market's in your favour. Very, very powerful. Very, very good thing to have, because it gives you choices. Gives you plenty of choices. And I did a video about this 3 or so years ago now, I guess, with regards to you have plenty of choices and you get to pick. You get to cherry pick which woman exactly you want. Having loads of choices is better than having not enough. And that's powerful. That's something I learned very viscerally over time. Yeah, it's very important. But a priceless experience. I'm really glad that I went for it. Learned a lot, and it shaped a lot of what I am today and what I understand about women today, and how they act, how they behave, how they think, everything. Priceless experience. Yeah. But otherwise, Adrian's daily vlog, sharing smart stuff men should know. Subscribe for more, and you will see me tomorrow.